Alright, so I've done videos for the first 5 characters, and Cinder was supposed to be next, but I've had a lot of requests for Spinal, and honestly nobody's asked about Cinder, so I'm gonna go ahead and make Spinal because that's the whole point of these videos, is I'm trying to help. And so yeah, people say, hey, can you make a Spinal video? Let's just go ahead and do that, because honestly it's taken me like a month to get around to making each video. Yeah, it would be a little different if this was my full-time gig, but yeah, so we're gonna do Spinal's video. You'll have to bear with me a little bit because I'm gonna jump around a bit, because he has a mechanic where he can absorb special moves and it gives him skulls, and then with the skulls it kind of changes other moves. So yeah, I might jump back and forth a lot. So let's go ahead and show that move. So back in Quick Punch, and you're gonna want to hold Quick Punch. But when you do this, any special move, he's going to be able to absorb and not take any chip damage. So whether that's Fireball or it's Wind Kick, Dragon Punch, any of this stuff. And each one of those attacks will give him a skull. You see right now he has 4. Now 5 is the max, and you'll notice when I get 5 they turn orange and orange-red. Alright, once you've got 5 you can't absorb anymore. Now as long as you obtained the 5th one and you're still holding it, nothing's going to happen to you. You just don't gain anything else. But if you already have 5 and you try to absorb again, this is going to happen to you. Alright, you take a bit of damage there and you go back to 1 skull, so don't do that. Let's try to get some more. So skulls are required for you to be able to throw your projectile, and your projectile is quarter circle forward, and it's the usual rules, right? The Quick Punch goes slowest, Fierce Punch goes fastest. He has his second Fireball, and I used to think it was a different way of doing it, and I might be confused about it, but it seems to just be a half circle forward, and you press punch, and it takes 2 skulls, and it looks different. You see how different it looked, and it went faster. I remembered back when I used to play this that you would hold Quick Punch, rotate, and press medium punch or something, but I'm not sure. I might be a little confused on that, but yeah, it's just, you just do a half circle forward, it'll consume 2, and you can do that at different speeds. Right, so that took 2 skulls, and that was a slower version, and it was faster. So, all right, so that's his projectile and the absorb. Now I can show you. This is what I would consider his primary opener, is 4-forward punch, but I'm gonna have to kind of return to it. So let me. So I'm trying to think what order to do this. I guess I'll go ahead and cover that. Okay, 4-forward punch. You can do this with any punch, and it's your typical, like, where it changes the range. So Quick Punch, there you go. Medium Punch, and then Fierce Punch. He just goes on a marathon and will continue until he gets to his destination. Okay. And I'll talk more about that one here in a second. Let's go ahead and cover what. All of these are openers, and let me show you what the autos are. It's a little weird. I pretty much only use the Fierce Punch one, but I'll show all of them. So with Quick Punch, you have Fierce Punch as an auto, but that's the only auto. So it's another one of those weird exceptions. The general rule is that openers have 2 different autos, but sometimes you run into this situation. So that's the only auto he has off of Quick Punch. If you do the medium punch version, then you need to press medium kick. Now the Fierce Punch version, you have 2 different options. You have medium punch, which is honestly what I use all the time, and you have Fierce kick. So yeah, there's that. So the other thing I wanted to show off of the Fierce Punch is that you can convert this into 2 other moves that I'm going to show you in just a second. So we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but so you press 4-forward Fierce Punch while he's running. Keep holding forward, and you can press back and medium punch, and and you'll do this sword slash. Or you can do charge forward and press back and fierce kick, and you do the slide. Now, both of those moves are openers. I'm going to show you. So the slide, you'll notice it doesn't knock them down, and same with the sword slash. Okay, let me show you those two moves, and keep in mind that if you convert the running shield into that, it works the same as if I'm just doing this. Okay, so we got the sword slash. This you can do charge back, press forward, medium punch, or you can charge forward and press back, medium punch. So either direction. When you do that, you've got fierce punch as an auto, and you've also got quick kick. All right, and it doesn't matter whether I charged back or I charged forward, or if I did it from the run. All right, it works the same. Or you can even let the shield hit. All right, so I got the shield and the sword slash instead of canceling the shield into the sword slash. TJ has the same kind of stuff. So you've got that, and you've also got that slide kick that I showed you, right? Where it doesn't knock him down. Now, Spinal's slide, like his actual sweep down fierce kick, see, it looks exactly the same, but it's a hard knockdown. Well, he has a move where if he rotates it down forward fierce kick, you see it doesn't knock him down. That's because this is actually an opener. So you've got quick punch and fierce punch. Alright? And that slide and the sword slash that I showed you, they're both linkers. So while you have a combo going, you can do either one of those moves and keep the combo going. Now your primary one is hold forward, press back, medium punch. And you see how it does a double slash instead of a single one? Okay? That's your main, like, real linker right there. Now after you do that, you have access to the same two autos you had right off of the slash, which was fierce punch and quick kick. You still have access to those. I'll show you. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that was the quick kick. Here's the... Well, you already saw the fierce punch, but you also get medium kick as well. Alright, so that's your typical linker where you have 3 different strength autos after it. You can also do the slide kick, but your combos tend to want to drop early. So I'll just show you. You can start it, do the slide kick, and you see how he falls down. But what's cool is you can squeeze in like his, I'll show the enders in a minute, but you can do his quick punch ender after that. It looks kind of cool. Well, always got to mess up something in every tutorial video. There it is. Okay, so, right, the slide kick, I showed you the 2 autos you could do, which was quick punch and fierce punch. So yeah, you can do that after shield, right? Slide. Do 4-4 fierce punch, hold forward, press back fierce kick, and go into either one of those autos that I just showed you. So, alright, so those are his openers and his autos. Now, what I want to show, when I was showing you the slash, right, I was charge back, press forward, medium punch, and charge forward, press back. In both cases, it's a single slash. It's only a double if it's a linker. But if you have a skull, you see you did 2 slashes there, right? So yeah, it looks like the charge forward one still does a single, but yeah, charge back, press forward now does 2 hits on the opener, but then the linker is going to be 2 hits regardless. But now, one thing I wanted to mention about that linker is that if you do it kind of late, it the combo resets. You see how he falls over. Right, it'll say super, right? But I still hit him. So this is the moment when I figured out that you could start a combo with a linker. Because honestly, unless you do this really quick, like this happens all the time, especially on player 1 side. Okay, so if you don't do that linker right away, like before it's done, you see how that all linked together. But if you wait, well, you can start your combos with a linker now. So that was the whole thing I would do. So you start a combo, do linker, fierce, linker, fierce, linker, fierce, and you get however many hits that was. It ends up being 32 if you do the ultra afterwards. But if you were just to try that like without the reset, if I just started, you see how he falls down on that last auto. So anyway, that's what I would do to get my 32 hit ultra. Start a combo, it resets, and you start with there you go. And you see that weird thing where the blood changes color. I don't remember if that's in the actual arcade. It might be. You see right there, he saw some green. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. So he has a teleport, and the teleport you can do, it's down down in any attack. Punches are gonna put you in front of the opponent, okay, and they all go to the same location. So this is something that's gonna be different when I show you Fulgor. Fulgor, depending on the strength, is gonna put him at different spacing. Spinal, it's always right in front, and the kicks are always right behind him. Now the only real difference that I've ever noticed is just the startup. So the quick punch one, watch the speed that he does it, and then if I do fierce punch, he does it like a lot faster. So why would you ever use the quick punch? Honestly, as the first move, I don't know. There might be some reason for it, but now what's neat though is that you can do the quick punch version a second time, and you'll do like an instant teleport. You see that? And you can kind of right? I waited. I did a teleport. I just didn't move, and then down quick punch, and you instantly teleport. And you can do the same thing if you teleport to the other side, and then instantly. So you can kind of do all this crazy stuff. Alright, you can also do the teleport in the air if you hold quick punch, jump up, down, down, let go. You will appear in front. If you do it with quick kick, you'll go behind. So that's kind of that one's really cool. I like using that a lot, holding quick kick and just, right, and you can do your openers right out of it. So you can just go straight into whatever you want. Let me think, what else? I guess, let me talk about, do I want to do enders next? Nah, let me talk about his combo breaker. So his combo breaker is just forward punch. And the general rule is always you do the strength to the left of whatever the opponent's doing. So with Jago, I'm going to come in and then I'm going to press medium kick. So since I'm pressing medium, I'll do forward quick punch. Now, Spinal has some weird stuff where, and I'm trying to remember exactly, but there are some exceptions to the rule. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what they are, but I know there are some instances either where Spinal's doing a medium and the way to break it is with medium as well, or there are, when Spinal's getting hit with a medium, sometimes you use the medium breaker. So that's an exception to the rule. It's really weird. And yeah, I can't remember exact examples, but just know that if you're positive, like, hey, this guy's using medium, so I should use quick, and it's not working, just go ahead and try doing the same strength, and it'll work. I probably should have done some research, but yeah, I just remember that. There's definitely some cases. I just don't remember the exact ones. But alright, so that's his combo breaker. I always show these. This is called the air double. So when the opponent's in the air and you hit them with an air-to-air attack, after you do that, do forward back kick. And you're going to press the button to the left of whatever you just pressed. So if I hit them with a fierce, I'll do 4 back medium. If I hit them with medium, I do 4 back quick. And if I hit them with a quick, I do 4 back fierce. So you've got that. And then next up is Spinal's Wake Up. It's just down, down, and whatever attack. It's just going to be a teleport. So he doesn't actually have a Wake Up attack. He just has like an evasive thing that he does. So I guess next let me get into the enders. And honestly, there's probably going to be stuff that I'm going to forget about Spinal, or stuff that I don't know about him. But Spinal's enders. Okay, so typically everybody has 5 enders. I'm sorry, 4 enders. I'm looking at Jago when I said that, because Jago and TJ both have 5 enders. But your typical count is 4. Now Spinal's different because he's simultaneously got fewer enders than everybody and more. So actual Spinal enders, he only has 3, and it's 4-4 punch, and you can do this with any punch. So I'll show you the quick punch, little 3-hitter. He's got medium punch, another 3-hit, and then he's got fierce punch, which is a 4. Okay. Now, that's all the actual Spinal enders. Now, what he's also got is you can teleport during a combo, and it will morph into his opponent and do their enders. And you can do this with all 6 buttons. Now, if a character only has 4 enders, right, you're going to have 3 unique ones, and then 3 of them are all going to be the same. And then with Jago, right, he's got 5 enders, so 2 of these buttons are going to result in the same ender. I'm just going to run through them. So we're going to do quick punch. Right, that was his 5th. You see, that's only a 2-hit. It's really weird. It's the only one like that. Here's medium. Got fierce. Then we'll run through the kicks. This quick kick. Medium kick. And then fierce kick. Alright. So we got all that. Now, that's something that's really fun to do, right? You just go through all the different characters and learn which button does what ender and all that. Now, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and honestly show the finish moves, and I'm gonna come back to this because this is gonna ramble on for a long time. I'm gonna show you some cool stuff you can do with the enders and some very interesting stuff. Just that whole transformation thing in general. Just to pique your interest a little bit, take a look at Spinal's name. Just watch Spinal's name when I do this, and you'll notice that it says Jago right now. So the computer, you are literally turning into Jago during that. So if you want to watch that, I'm going to cover that at the end, but let's go ahead and cover the finish moves right now. So let me turn on danger, and we'll go ahead and just show this stuff. If you're just here for the move list, here you go. So humiliation is the first one. It's half circle forward, fierce kick. And the way you're going to do that is you have to be on your first health bar. And you can be standing anywhere. Next up, you've got back forward, quick kick. Do this while you're standing close. Then you've got back medium kick, and you can do this from anywhere on the screen. Alright. Then let me show the Ultra and Ultimate. Alright, so the Ultimate is going to be the same move you just saw. So while you're doing a combo, right, and they're at the end of their first health bar, during a combo, rotate to down back quick punch. You go straight into that finish move you saw a minute ago. And then his Ultra, same thing. While you got a combo going and they're flashing red on their second health bar, half circle forward, fierce punch. Now Spinal's Ultra doesn't launch them, so your combo potential after the fact is pretty much just gone. You don't get to do any cool like launchers and juggles and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's that. There might be something else I'm forgetting. I'll have to rewatch this video and then add it at the end, but let's go ahead and talk about some of these enders and some interesting things with them. So no, I don't want it on danger. Hold on one second. Let me take that back off of danger. Actually, PvP. Okay. So, a couple of cool things. Okay, first is that you can do this neat little thing where you, when you do the morph, go ahead and press up afterwards, and you will jump while you're doing the ender. You see that? So you get a lot of really bizarre results when you do that. Not every one of them is going to be something cool, but see, so you can do some cool stuff with that. Next things I wanted to mention is that I didn't talk about this. The medium punch at a distance. So if you're close, it's a shield bash, but if you're back here, you stab them and they chain together. You can get up to 4. So you see that's a super combo. So in order for a combo to work, you need 2 hits, and then you can go into an ender. So, very cool. Now, okay, here's something you can do. I'm sure you've seen it before, but you can, I was showing you before, you're actually turning into the opponent. It says Jago right there, like the name changes to Jago. Well, you can actually, in certain cases, stay turned into that character. So I'm going to show you one way you can do that. This is the easiest one. Jago and Chief Thunder. Well, that was the wrong one. That's there you go. Okay. So, now if I jump, I turn back. So I'll show you what this is. It's the, I think you can do this with quick kick or medium kick. So you got that ender and you got this one. And for whatever reason, if you do it from a distance, he only does the first hit, and that's it. And he stays morphed as Jago. Now, once you've turned into your opponent, you can still do the same special moves. I've got the fireball, I've got the laser sword. If you ever jump or do a move that puts you in the air, you'll turn back. And also, a lot of your stuff is kind of janky and it's kind of busted. Like, your combos don't work the way they're supposed to. Like, if I do laser sword, quick punch is supposed to be an auto, and so is down fierce punch, but it doesn't work. So you're really working with like a really limited version of the character. But it is kind of neat to do, especially like right at the end of the fight. Like, he's got almost no health, and you go boom, boom, turn into Jago, and then do Jago's finish move or something like that. Okay. Now, the way that I even figured this out, other people figured this out too, but I did find this on my own. I actually found this on the Super Nintendo version, and I was never able to recreate it, but it happened while I was in training against Glacius. I did one of his enders, and he never turned back. And that's what actually made me notice that his name had changed to Glacius. Before that, I never picked up on that detail. But I was never able to recreate it, but I would play the arcade, and I figured out how to turn into Chief Thunder first. That was my first. So I would do, I think I would do all this convoluted stuff. Hold on, maybe it's the other ender. There's a real simple way to do it, but I'm trying to remember what I used to do. I think I would pull the ender off right there. Anyway, all you have to do is poke him twice, down, down, quick punch, and you'll turn into Chief. Got all the same moves, right? Phoenix, headbutt, you're gonna turn back, right? Because you left the ground. Now he can combo if you do like your medium tomahawks, or you can just do the forward back medium punch 4 times. Okay, so or you could. All right. There's a lot of stuff you can do, but there's so much fun stuff. Like I was showing with the enders, I'll do down, down, and then if you press up afterwards, which I messed up, but right now he's just sliding. It's just a lot of fun stuff you'll be able to do. dumb stuff, fun stuff like there. I'm throwing an air projectile, right? So those two characters I know how to turn into, and the only other two that I ever figured out how to do were Glacius and Orchid. Now you're gonna see videos of people playing as Spinal who have turned into TJ and haven't turned back. I have no idea how that's done. Now if that's done in the legit arcade version, I have no idea. Like I know emulation you can do stuff that's not possible, but yeah, I don't know how that's done. I never figured it out. I never looked it up. So Glacius, this is my best way to figure out how to turn into Glacius, is to basically get that going, and while that's happening, hold on, I gotta break it. I'm getting my controls confused now. There you go. Right? So I'm setting myself up for a combo, and I broke it, and now I'm Glacius. So yeah, Jago and Chief you can do by yourself. This one you gotta have some sort of like two-player cooperation in order to make this work. And then yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Like you can't really do right. So that should have been the auto medium punch. You don't get anything, nothing. Right, that's an auto. It's not doing anything. So you really can't do too much, but it's cool. So I got that, and then Orchid was the other one. And I was trying to remember exactly how I used to do it. Hers was a lot harder to do. I think I tried something like I'll try to set it up. It's a little not. Which one is it? It's the one where she goes into the fireball. That one there. Okay. Let's see. Can't hit her on the ground. I gotta get it timed right. There you go. Alright, now I'm Orchid. And with Orchid, you can get the cartwheel into the auto, but you can only get it to link like the one time, I think. It's weird. You'll have to mess with it. This is all dumb stuff, but it's cool, and it's part of what makes Spinal interesting, I think. Like I said, the other ones I don't have any idea, because you can't see that combo breaker works because they stay grounded, right? Orchid and Glacius, they stay on the ground. TJ, if he does a combo breaker, he's up in the air. Cinder, Saberwolf doesn't. In theory, Saberwolf should work, but I've never been able to get it to work. Riptor goes up in the air, Fulgor goes up in the air, so I don't know how to stay morphed as those characters, but it's either possible or people are just using emulation to do it, but it's probably possible. That's the thing with KI, is like, I don't, it's like, is anything impossible in this game? I don't know. So I'll rewatch this video and see if I forgot anything, and if so, I'll add it in here. Otherwise, we'll pick up, probably going back to Cinder where I was going to go next. But yeah, we'll do Cinder, Saberwolf, Riptor, Fulgor next, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I'm just hopping on MAME real quick, and I'm going to show you the thing I was talking about. I couldn't remember what it was for when I was recording that video. The thing where you hold quick punch, rotate forward, and press medium punch. I was like, I remember that, and for some reason I was thinking that's how you got that weird looking skull. I was like, that's not right, like it's just half circle. But I remembered that was something, and afterwards I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait, that's the old infinite skull glitch in version 1.4. Now what I'm playing right here is still 1.5, but I want to show you that it still has an effect. Okay, because what it does is a double skull. So we're gonna absorb a special, right? That gives me one skull. You notice my line up there is flashing on his health bar. Now when you get rid of your skulls, that line's gonna go away. But what you do is you hold quick punch, quarter circle forward, medium punch, and then right behind it, like boom, boom. It's not at the exact same time, but right after you press medium punch, let go of quick punch. You get this double, all right? Very cost one skull and you get two. But you notice that that line went away, so I can't throw projectiles anymore. The other thing I forgot to mention is that during a combo breaker, you're going to gain 3 skulls. So, right now, keep in mind you can only have a maximum of 5. So if you've already got 5, you're not gaining anything, etc. Anyway, this gives you 3 skulls because, like most characters, when you do a combo breaker, it enhances their juggle. Well, I didn't ever show Spinal's juggle, but it's quarter circle forward quick punch. Okay. Now, if I had 5 skulls, then I could juggle them 5 times. And that's where the 1.4 version comes in. I'm going to blink the screen here, and we'll launch 1.4. Okay, here's 1.4. Now, in this one, that double skull glitch also results in infinite skulls. So we'll set up the same scenario. Alright. Absorb a skull. Hold quick punch, rotate forward, medium punch, and then let go. And you'll notice that white line is still there. It's because I can still now throw skulls. And it's not just like, oh, I can throw a bunch of skulls like this. No, you can absolutely just spam skulls like it's Street Fighter 2 Rainbow Edition. It's insane. So you can spam all this stuff, and it also means that you gain infinite skulls. So you can do infinite juggles. Now sometimes you get a double, like right there. It actually just happened. I recorded myself doing the infinite a minute ago, just to test out, make sure I could still do it. We'll try it one more time, and then if I can't get it to work, I'll just cut that video in here. But yeah, this was a really cool thing. It's just been so long since I've actually done this or even really thought about it. Because yeah, 1.5 was, it didn't take that long for that version to come out. It was kind of annoying because, you know, they changed the idle code. So yeah, here's the juggles. Yeah, the idle code in this one, you pick Riptor and press left, both quicks and medium punch, and then right, both fierce and medium punch. Yeah, while you're Riptor. And I remember like that code not working all of a sudden. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then, yeah, the place I played, oh yeah, he lost. As soon as they lose the health, he kind of lays flat. It's a little harder to juggle. I'll throw the 80 hit in here, but anyway, that's essentially what that does. Infinite skulls, very cool. And it's really neat because 1.4 is also on the Xbox One version. I just honestly didn't feel like firing that back up. And I'm sitting right here at my computer editing the video, and I was like, hey, let me just fire up the main version and we'll do that. The other thing I noticed while I was recording the tutorial, because I'm usually always figuring out something new as I'm playing, it's usually something really minor, but this, I noticed this when I did this. So the thing I was talking about is that most characters have 4 enders. So when you do down down in an attack, you got 3 unique ones, and then 3 of them are all the same. And I was talking about Jago had 5, right? And then 2 of them would be the same, but they're not identical. So down down fierce punch is going to be a 4-hit version, and down down fierce kick is going to be a 3-hit version. So I'm going to do the exact same combo. This is down down fierce punch, and you'll see that it's 8 hits. And this is down down fierce kick, and you'll see that it's 7. So that's one of the weird things with Jago's ender. It's a dragon punch with fierce punch, and it seems to be when you do like a short combo, then that's usually 3 hits, and then if you do a longer combo, then it's 4. But me noticing that with Spinal, like, it's kind of telling me like it's almost an intentional difference. Look at that. So the first one was fierce kick, that was fierce punch. So yeah, it's very strange. It's something I never I never paid any attention to until literally recording that video. All right, well, I'm gonna leave you with this Spinal 80 hit infinite juggle that you can find in version 1.4. You can do that on the Xbox version as well. The Xbox version is what I record all these tutorials on, but it was honestly just easier for me to fire up the main version since I was sitting there editing the video. I just wanted to test out like what that move was that I was thinking of, and yeah, that's what it is. It actually makes me wonder, is that possible to play on the arcade 1-up version? I doubt it, honestly. Unless they've changed how they do those arcade 1-up versions, because you can never really go into the owner's menu. You know, you can with MK with the Ed Boon code, but by default you can't just go into the menus and change stuff like you can in the actual arcade or in the main version. But it'd be cool if you could play 1.4. I think it's really cool that they included that on the Xbox version because it is fun. There's a lot of neat little glitches that are in there. But anyway, I just wanted to cover some of that stuff that I forgot to mention. And next up will be Sender, because that's who I was going to do this time. And then after that is Saberwolf, Riptor, and Fulgore. And yeah, hopefully you learned something. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.